for coming to this news conference, the start of a news conference about a new beginning for us, or back in the past to move forward to the future. To introduce this introduce this session, what it's about and what it will mean, is the board chairman, our board chairman, Dr. Bernard Lafayette.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the media. We want to thank you for being here, because what you're doing now is witnessing an important part of history as we stand here. And my remarks will be very brief, because the purpose of this press conference is to announce our new CEO for the National Southern Christian Leadership Conference. And before I present him, I would like to now present our president of the National Southern Christian Leadership Conference, a man who had worked on the executive staff with Dr. King in SCLC, doing the highlights, the heydays. None other than someone who is also my mentor, a person who helped to train me, done a very excellent job. And when we needed him, he came forward, because his days of service are not over.
That's it.
And when we go through storms, the first thing we have to do is to look through the remains and find those things of value. So we looked through the rubble and we found a ruby. And I want to share with you now our ruby of the movement, Dr. C.T. Vivian, who will make some remarks.
I hope that you see the unity of our organization. We have decided to look back, pick up the best that we can, and so we can move forward. We can get past what has happened before, and now we move into the future. And we not only did I come on board because of Bernard Lafayette, and we were all through the movement together. There's no stage of it when we were not together. Before, right after SCLC was formed, we were a part of it. And then we reached and asked another, the man who built this building that you see, right? If it hadn't been for Reverend Steele, the building would not be here. Amen. He made that possible. And he made it possible while he was president of the organization, which meant that he had lived with the organization, came up through it, knows every part of it, and from the great state from which Martin King found that he too could be of great service to the nation. And we are happy to have Dr. Steele back and have him now beginning to have the role as COO. The most thankful part of our work, because without a man like Steele, we would be moving a lot slower. We will move swiftly into the future and take him with us to the convention and solidify our work and our program there. We only want to talk about that future at this moment, and so that we can see it right out front. And we ask Dr. Steele to come on and do that.
3 cheers for Dr. Steele. Yeah! 3 cheers for Dr. Steele. Yeah!
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the National Southern Christian Leadership Conference, the Executive Committee of the Board and the Board of Directors, we now present to you our new CEO, Mr. Charles Steele Jr., one who will help us rebuild the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. And we know that we have the right person because, as our president said, he was the first president who built our first building. We know we've been dealing with some financial crisis, but I want to let you know the financial crisis is over. It's over. You're looking at now the dream team.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, and to this great team. And I just want to thank God, first of all,
Oh, yeah.
for God giving us the insight and the ability to work with the former executive staff of Dr. Martin Luther King,
All right.
in the person of our chairman and also Dr. Vivian. These are persons that I've read about. Not only are they my friends and been there for me, but they're part of history. I want to also recognize my wife, my better and beautiful partner. She has been there for me. She's a movement lady. She is one who's going to bring in some vision and insight in the first lady position of SCLC. And I just want to personally say, honey, I love you. And God knows I can't make it without you. For all of that. I'm here and we're going to be brief, but to say that I'm excited would not be the true message or feeling that I portray today. We have so many of our friends and supporters here, all the way from the Nation of Islam with Minister Cherie, and I'm not going to call everybody's name, but I have to call two persons' names in relationship to Minister Cherie. When we didn't have no money.
That's right.
I just had to tell it.
Tell them. Right.
When we didn't have no money when I got here the first time. All I had to do was pick up the phone.
All right.
And the money was here for the Nation of Islam.
All right.
We were broke.
All right.
And I told them about the vision. And they gave us some money to get us on our way. The second person that gave us some money, I want y'all to know something. You can't do nothing without money.
That's right.
You got to have resources. Reverend Albert E. Love, who was my special assistant, where you, Reverend?
All right.
Called his good friend,
All right.
Reverend Dr. Timothy Fleming.
All right.
Didn't have a penny.
All right.
We didn't have a penny. First thing my daddy told me in being a leader, you better know folks that can give you some money when you're out of money.
All right.
So that's what it's all about. Reverend Timothy Fleming asked us to come to his church, and he actually raised $2,200.
That's right.
Got SCLC on its way. And we just want to thank Reverend Love for that vision to introduce me to Dr. Fleming. And all of our good friends from the Ministerial Alliance, Concerned Black Clergy, as along with State Representative Tyrone Brooks, who I have to say briefly, is that we're going to continue that movement with Moore's Forge Bridge.
That's right.
On the reenactment. Tyrone, where are you?
In the back where I belong.
Oh, he way in the back. My state representative.
All right.
Tyrone Brooks is some kind of leader, y'all.
Yes.
You see, way in the back. Not concerned about being up front. In the back. But Moore's Forge Bridge, 1946, that's the year I was born.
All right.
That's the year I was born. And we have not resolved the KKK killing and lynching of those 4 members on Moore's Forge Bridge till this day.
Right.
And we commit as SCLC to continue that fight with our state representative and civil rights leader, Tyrone Brooks. Last person I want to recognize on Bridging the Gap.
Oh, yeah.
We got young folks involved.
All right.
KO, in the back. Come on up, KO. The chairman is so impressed with this young man. So impressed. Look at this book. He took off 2 years. He and I've been knowing each other about 5-6 years now. And he has developed a curriculum. Yeah, you know him from Valdosta. A curriculum. He's been with SCLC on getting our young folks on track. He's a renowned writer and music producer in his own right.
That's right.
Met him when I was a keynote speaker at Auburn University, and he was an entertainer. And he said, I want to work with you.
Yeah.
And look what he got.
He put it together. All right.
He put it together.
All right.
We bridging the
All
gap.
right.
Thank you so much, Gail.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, my message is simple. I come here to bring some resources. The theme is economic necessity, poor people campaign. Again, without this chairman and this great leader in the interim president, had they not had the vision to keep SCLC together, we wouldn't be here today.
All right.
And I just want to thank them and give them their accolades. I just want you to know that the economic necessity is something that we're going to drive.
All right.
As much as we love the church,
Yes.
SCLC is not the church.
All right.
But we have Christian principles.
All right.
It is a business.
All right.
And we got to run it like a business.
All right.
And we have to make sure that we build relationships in around corporate perspective in terms of our corporate roundtable board.
All
the
right.
roundtable board will be the arm of SCLC resources. We have 10 international companies along with domestic companies that want to be on our board. They're going to contribute and already committed anywhere from $75,000 to $100,000 a year. You
right.
can't be on this board if you don't have no money.
All right.
I just happen to tell you
All
that.
right.
We got to have movement,
Yes,
and
sir.
we gon' have it.
Yes,
but
sir.
movement costs.
Yes, sir.
Movement is a business.
Yes, sir.
It's not free.
Freedom is not free.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
So we're here to let you know that when I talked to you in 04, I told you it was two things that I could do. I could raise hell and I could raise money.
All right. All right.
And I told you that I was going to build this building.
All right.
And I told you we were going to have SCLC sovereign.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, look with me. The building is here.
It's here.
All right.
$3.5 million.
All right.
And we had it debt free. But for whatever reason, there's a lien on the building.
All right.
We still got to do it again.
All right.
Brother Love.
All right.
That's why I like the staple singers when they say, let's do it again. Let's do it again. No problems with that.
All right.
So as I go to my seat, CT know me too well. As I go to my seat, I just want to say thank you, SCLC. Thank you, Atlanta community. Thank you, the world, because we are international.
All right.
And thank you for all that God has inspired us to do, because you can't do it without God.
All right.
Amen.
Let me just tell you
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Let me tell you something. This is a Christian organization
All right.
with business principles. What did Jesus say? Let me be about my Father's what? Business.
All right.
We're going to be about our Father's business. And as I say to you, we're going to do what we can to create the academia aspect of the movement. We're going to educate our people. We're also going to have entrepreneurship spirit within our organization. And most importantly, we ain't fooling with no mess.
All right.
SCLC is going to be the pivotal
Yes, sir.
organization
Tell it
of the
now.
world.
That's right.
We're going to save Auburn Avenue.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we
That's
are.
right. That's right.
We're going to save Auburn Avenue. Reverend Love can tell you, chairman of the board can tell you, CT can tell you, our anchor here with this building started with SCLC because we wanted to do what? Save Auburn Avenue. We're going to save Auburn Avenue.
All right.
Everybody talking about what's going to happen to Auburn Avenue. Ain't nothing going to happen to Auburn Avenue except it's going to be enhanced
Yes, sir.
Right.
Rebuild.
and rebuilt.
All right.
And we're going to expand ourselves.
All right.
And to all our chapter presidents, to all of you that's here, I appreciate you, love you. And you already told us you commit to this organization and what we're doing. And we want to thank the board and all of you in what you do. And just thank you. I'm finished. I've had my 2 minutes. So I just want you to ask questions at this time. But the last time I gave you my commitments, David, It wasn't but one question asked because I covered everything. But I am open for questions.
Of the future.
Of the future. Oh, David, no questions.
Can you just
I do. Yeah. Go ahead.
can you just remind folks of why your tenure when you were first brought on as president? What happened there? Why you left, or why?
Well, I had been here right at roughly 4 years, and I had committed to build a building and raise the money and leave SCLC solvent, and I did that. And my wife and I have a consulting business, international consulting business, and we wanted to promote that. Of course, everything wasn't a bed of roses or anything like that. You don't have that in the church. You don't have that in the family.
That's right.
My wife always put me in my place, but we don't fall out. So I never fell out with SCLC. But it's always a time of a good leader to know when it's to move on.
That's right.
But he also knows when to come back.
Amen.
You know? That's a sign of a good leader because we have no egos within what we do. As we continue and close out this session, I have a promissory note. Old folks where I come from in Alabama used to call it promissory. So don't forget where you come from.
That's right.
You remember that? On this date, July the 2nd, 2012, I, Charles Steele Jr., President Emeritus and CEO, commit to raise a sum of money to ensure that the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, SCLC, once again becomes a sovereign organization. I also commit to continue building an organization that can sustain itself financially for future generations. Turn to begin raising funds immediately and continue until my contract with the organization concludes. This commitment is between the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, SCLC, Dr. Lafayette Jr., Dr. Bernard Lafayette Jr., who is the chairman of the board, and myself, Charles Steele Jr.